All right. Did I turn on?
Too
Yes.
late now.
No, you're all right. Why, you come to these meetings?
I come on Monday nights, that's the scheduled meeting every week, and it gives me the support I need to kind of make it through the week.
Yeah.
I'm lucky enough to stay in touch with a few of the people and get
Yeah.
the support I need.
You like this starting over program?
I love the Starting Over program. First time I heard that becoming an addict who chooses not to use, that was a new concept for me, and I didn't really understand it. So, by taking the class and going through it, I started to figure out that if I want to be an addict who chooses not to use, then I have to have a choice of whether to use or do something else, which means I got to figure out what I want, and that's been the journey for me.
Sure.
Starts out with, I want to get out of prison. Now it's, okay, I want to be, in this financial bracket. I want to have this house. I want to have, so they're starting to become more and more specific,
Yeah.
and that helps.
That takes time, I imagine.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. Yeah. One thing I love about this program is that it has taught me that it just doesn't, you have to give it time. You have to give it the time to, you like you like that expression, what do you want, a lot.
Yeah, what do you want? You got me anyways.
Why do you like that expression? What is up with that
Because I've been thinking about that, Steve, for close to, Jesus, since like last March. It's been a year. And at first it was like a material question, what do I want? Well, I want the apartment, the cats, and blah, blah, blah. And then as we were further went in the program, and this isn't your basic 12-step program, this is thinking outside the box. It's like an addict who chooses not to use. I like that I can either choose to use, or I can choose not to use. And this book and this course makes it more tangible in how I choose not to use. And what do I want? It's not so materialistic anymore. It's what do I want in my journey, in my recovery. What do I need? What do I want? I want, yes, of course, I want good, stable housing, the foundation, and all those things, and poverty, all the keys, of course. But what do I want? I want to be whole again. I want true happiness, good friends, stability, like in my journey of recovery. That's what I want.
You often talk about how this program, or we talk as a group about how this program is different from other programs. Do you feel that way?
Oh, huge, because this is, and trust me, 12-step AA program saved my life, and it does on a weekly basis, and it gives me the foundation, the big book, 4-step connection, the social piece from AA, gives me that stability that I need, but this is a little more cerebral, this is more thinking, this is deeper. Like AA is like high school, it's like college, but it's a different concept. It's not a cookie cutter NA 12. It doesn't. God as you choose to understand. There's no reference to higher power, which for me, I really have a deep faith. So, for me, if I had to say anything about it, it could be a little more godlike substance in it, like the original book did have. Sayings from the Bible, and I appreciated that, and I used to look them up and get the meaning, and tie the meaning into the chapter. But like I said, it makes you think, it makes you explore. We've had wonderful, deep conversations, completely off topic about the material, but it's about recovery. It's about what do we want.
Yeah. Now you Rich, you've mentioned before how you feel that this program is different from other programs, and you, of course, would know because you used to run half of them.
I've taken a lot of different programs. I'm always looking for the, proverbial magic pill, the one thing I can read or take in that would, what I call fix me. Because there's always that point where I get to, and it's like, it seems like it's not a choice when it comes to using sometimes. Now it feels like I'm hitting the brakes before I get to that point. And I credit it to this program and the logic that comes from the
Logic.
different keys.
Yeah.
Sure.
It just makes sense, you know, because if you want to have peace and contentment in your life, well, if I keep using, that leads me further away from it. So now I have to find something that satisfies me, makes me happy, you know. And
Sure.
being part of this group is one of those things.
Yeah. Let me ask you, if you were to say something to some of the donors in support of this program, like thank you and why, what would you say to them? In other words, how important is other people's support in like even getting us the books?
Well, it's always good to have the materials to back up whatever you're trying to
Sure.
present. And the books are awesome. It'd be great to just hand a book out to every person that came in here, but it's not financially feasible to do that. But I think that a thank you would go a long way for them is if we showed success and how much it helped other people.
And you feel you've received that through this program?
I've received it, and I'd like to see a lot more people receive it.
Sure.
You know, if
And
I
you, of
could-
course, got a free book when you could not acquire one. And
Right.
so that was a great benefit.
Yeah,
Yep.
because I'm one of those guys that I'll do a lot of studying during the week, thinking and stuff, so that you know, but the questions and the exercises in the back of each key, that's where the meat and potatoes is. When you start to answer those questions and go deeper and
Yeah.
deeper. Because I noticed that even the question, what do I want? When I first started out, it was just a couple of simple sentences. And then I had to actually add another piece of paper because it kept getting more and more refined. And I noticed that with all the questions, you know. You know, what are some of the things in your past that you can give up in order to stay sober? And so I would list a few, and then as I thought about it more and more would come. So having a workbook is almost essential if you kind of work that program. If you go through the questions and don't just answer them as quick as you can, try to get some depth in there and figure out what you want, figure out what helps you the best, and then go out there and have people support you doing it. So,
Sure. What would you say to the supporters of the program, the folks that pay for the
Thank
the
you.
books and the programming here?
Thank you, because I know it's not cheap, and I appreciate it. Having the material, and I do have a book at home, which I did find actually, I finally did clean out the closet, I finally put my hands on the book, I was like, yay! Because I do at home, I have Bible study, and I do some 4-step, and I'm doing 12 steps, 12 traditions, because I like history of AA and how it started, so I do a lot of sitting at the table, reading and writing and highlighting. So I got this book, so this is, once you start, you can just answer the questions in a couple paragraphs. If you want to dig deep and get real, roll your sleeves up and really think about it, you can just go through life, tra-la-la-la, yeah, I'm in recovery, whoop-de-doo. But do you really want to be happy and whole and satisfied with the day? Do you want to be cured? Do you want to be fixed? But there is a cure in here. There sure is. Not a fix, but there's a cure in here. Cure for me, for sanity.
Yeah.
But circling back to the donors, thank you, because I know these things, just even a collation. I know a friend of mine actually has a print shop, so I know how much these cost per book, and is very well appreciated. And a website and pamphlets and materials and the meeting sheets and things like that. The stuff's not cheap, but I just appreciate it.
Yep. So let me ask you, for someone potentially taking the program, is it hard? Is this a hard program? Is this a program that
Yes.
you'd have to? It's
Yes.
hard, huh?
Yes, it is.
And what would you say is like some of the most difficult parts of it?
Because it's deep. The material itself is deep. And if you are, I always forgive it, it sounds whatever, but like the cookie cutter type NA, you just want to get your paper signed and not really, just whip through the 4-step and just get that stuff done. Your chances of success aren't that good, in my opinion. and what I've seen in my experience and what I've seen. This book, or the concept, and the different approach to the recovery, that's just it. It's a different approach to recovery. So I don't think that, I call them the flybys. I don't think the flybys have what it takes to grasp it, or not ready yet to grasp
Sure.
it, or haven't matured, or haven't got fallen on their knees and haven't had enough yeah buts in their life, enough yets in their life, enough jackpots, whatever little cliche you want to use.
Sure.
They haven't had those pieces yet to say, okay, clearly this isn't working. Let me try that and see if that works.
Yeah.
And
What, Rich? What do you feel was the most difficult part of it? Smiley.
Well, for me, it was believing in the support that exists within group dynamics.
Yeah.
You know, because you know, I've been in prison for a while, and I've learned not to trust people. Just don't trust them until you can trust them. And what I learned about this was the support is it overwhelmed me. It showed me that I could basically talk about whatever I need to talk about, and it'll be accepted by the people in the group and supported. It won't be, you know, I'm not going to make anybody cringe by anything that I'm going to say, because you know, we all need to heal. And people like me sometimes don't know how to heal. And I think that this book points the way towards that, and the people that support it.
Did you find the homework assignments to be like, were they manageable?
Yeah, I mean, the first time I went through them, they were really easy. I was just, you know, one-word answers, blah, 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 blah. But I found the homework assignments were more beneficial for me when I went back and tried to give complete answers. You know, because some of the stuff, like when you get to the sincerity key and you start thinking about past trauma and how to deal with that, it's not easy to do that on your own. But to be honest with you, this is the only program that's given me the courage to actually put voice to it, to someone else, versus just internalizing it and just beating myself up over it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. A quick short story on how you got here to this place tonight. Meaning, I don't know what it means. No, let me go over here. What? It's a long one. Yes. A short story. How did we get here tonight?
At the time,
Besides, Judy gave me a ride, and I needed a.
I was a resident of the Willows upstairs, and I was really getting tired. And I didn't have my income hadn't come in yet, my pension and all that stuff. So I had very, very little income for lifts and getting around to different meetings. So I was limited to the meetings that were here. And I was getting very tired of, again, NA, AA. I love sharing the healing crystals, but I needed recovery. So I saw starting over on Monday night, and I'm like, starting over? Kind of what I'm doing. I was only like 5-6 months sober. So I wandered in, and I looked at the material, and I'm like, oh. At first, I didn't know if this was like CBT work, DBT or CBT work. And I said, ooh, I don't know if I want to really get in. I just got out of PHP. I'm kind of all set with all that stuff. I said, well, give it a shot. Because I firmly believe my higher power, nothing is by accident. I was saying, Lord, I want something different. I want to do something different. So I just said, I wonder what starting over is all about. That's how I wandered in, and I sat down. I'm like, oh, okay. And then when I opened up the book and I saw at that time the spiritual pieces, that made me feel comfortable right away. And then I took the book and I really started looking into it. I'm like, wow, this is deep. If I wanna, I could just go about being just the normal Friday night speaker at a meeting, or I can, between my therapy and this, I can choose to get well.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
One more thing I want to say about the donors. They
Please.
had to have the experience to create this. So I want to thank you for your journey too. sharing your wisdom and your knowledge and your connection to create such a book.
No, I'm not going to ask you anything, I promise. I'm going to turn this towards you. I just want you to say hello to Sarah.
Hey, Sarah.
Hi, this is Judy. She runs the Shea Farm program and now you have a face to put with, and this is Rich, whom you know. And there
Yes, Suzanne.
she is, a beautiful Suzanne. Okay,